Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the lecture 2 for lab 2, and this is only a theoretical explanation, and there will be no need to go practically. Okay, you need to understand the thing which is known as physical analysis. Now, if we go for the purpose of this, so the main purpose is to give the student a better understanding of physical properties and how to identify them, because these physical properties, is actually defined as any aspect of an object or substance that can be measured or perceived without changing its identity. So, for example, if I say that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade, so this is the physical property of water, because water always boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Water freezes at 0 degrees centigrade, so this is the physical property of water, and water from any source always freezes at 0 degrees centigrade. So if we want to determine that an object is blue, so this is a physical property. Okay, and since the identity of the object was not changed by seeing that it was blue, so just by looking at the object and it is blue, and this cannot be changed. Okay, so this is a physical properties, and this is directly contrast to a chemical property where the identity of the object is changed while testing for the property. So whenever you go for the testing of the property and the identity of the object is changed, it means that that is the chemical property. So as an example, if we go, so what we can say, if the object burns, then it has the chemical property. Okay, and the object is no longer the same, and it is converted into smoke and ashes. So that's thing. So the main purpose of this lecture for the lab 2 is to give the student experience in the use and handling of common lab equipment. So I have downloaded some pics of the apparatuses which we commonly use in the laboratory for physical analysis. So सबसे पहले if we go for the mass determination, so mass determination पे अगर हम जाते हैं तो mass is determined by an electronic balance. So this is the electronic balance. So this is we have in our laboratories, okay, and you can weigh anything in these by using these electronic balances. Then we go to the volume. So volume determined by the displacement of water within a graduated cylinder. So this is the volume. So you can see. So here you can, if you remember, मैंने आपको बताया था कि upper meniscus और lower meniscus जो है वो हम use करते हैं for colorless and colored things. Next is the property density. So density, density is equal to mass over volume. So this is the apparatus which we normally use this is the apparatus which we normally use to determine the density. And you know that density is always equal to mass per volume, right? So then we come to the phase. Phase means the state of the object, the state of matter, the state of solid, liquid, or gas. So phase is the sample, solid, liquid, or gas, and we can observe by just looking at the object, we can explain the state of the sample. So next we move to color. Okay, so color determined by sight. Many of the salts, they are colored and they are determined by sight. And then we come to the physical properties, which is known as transparency. So transparency is the sample, क्या वो transparent है? Can we see through the sample, or opaque, right? आपको पता है कि light cannot pass through the opaque objects. We can't see the objects, what is behind it. So transparency, again, we can observe by sight. Then we come to the surface texture. This is very important because the samples, they are having simple textures. Some are smooth, some are rough, some are bumps, some are crinkles, so many things. Again, you can feel by touching it or by sight. नेक्स्ट आ जाती है आपकी मैग्नेटिकली अट्रैक्टेड मैग्नेट जो है वो यूज करते हैं हम इसके लिए something which is attracted by the magnet. Okay, so magnetically attracted is a sample. Magnetically, it's difficult to pronounce, I'm sorry. Attracted, a magnet is drawn to it, or non-magnetically attracted. So इससे हम चेक कर सकते हैं कि हमारा अगर तो सैंपल अट्रैक्ट हो रहा है टुवर्ड्स द मैग्नेट तो मीन्स कि ये मेटल्स हैं, और अगर नहीं हो रहा तो मीन्स कि नॉन मेटल्स हैं. उसके बाद आ जाता है टॉपिक फिजिकल जो प्रॉपर्टी है, दैट इज द कंडक्टिविटी. कंडक्टिविटी इज द सैंपल कंडक्टिव, electric current passes through it, or non-conductive, does not flow through. So again, we can see this conductivity. तो conductivity को भी हम चेक कर लेते हैं कि ये एक्सप्लेन करता है कि क्या आपका सैंपल जो है वो इलेक्ट्रिक करंट को पास कर रहा है या नहीं, और अगर तो इलेक्ट्रिक करंट इज कंडूसिवली पासिंग, ठीक है, स्मूथली पासिंग, तो इट मीन्स के मेटल्स, एंड इट नॉट, इट मीन्स के नॉन मेटल्स. लेकिन कुछ नॉन मेटल्स में भी एक्सेप्शंस आते हैं. देन वी कम टू द हार्डनेस. सो हार्डनेस जो है इसकी न्यूमरिक वैल्यू है, ठीक है, एंड द वैल्यू इज अकॉर्डिंग टू द मोहर स्केल विच इज फ्रॉम 1 to 10. सो हियर इज डायमंड जो है इसका स्केल नंबर 10 है, बहुत हार्ड है ये. कोरेंडम अगेन 9, और ये जो आपके पास है दिस थिंग ड्रिल बिट, इसकी 8.5, स्टील नेल 6.5, नाइफ 5.5, कॉपर पेनी जो है दैट इज 3.5, और फिंगर नेल जो है वो आपका 2.5. इसके अलावा यहाँ पर आपके डिफरेंट स्टोन्स हैं. These are all stones: topaz, quartz, orthoclase, apatite, fluorite, calcite, gypsum, and talc. So this is their hardness. So अगर आप इसको गौर करें तो diamond is the hardest thing. Then we come to malleable. So malleable, sample malleable can be flattened with force, or brittle breaks apart with force. तो हम इसको देख सकते हैं कि gold is the most malleable metal, right? Gold is the most malleable metal. Then we come to the solubility. Solubility is another physical test. Soluble in water is, ठीक है, ये आप soluble कर रहे हैं, right? ये आपका salt है, ये आपका water है, आप इसमें कर रहे हैं. Now in this figure you can see you cannot distinguish between the salt over here. This give you enough information about solubility के small compounds हैं, polar compounds हैं, non-polar compounds हैं, weak acids हैं या bases हैं. So lot of information you can get from solubility. So if we go further, तो कुछ हमारे टेस्ट होते हैं जो कि आप सॉल्ट में करते हैं. आप you just take the sample and put it on fire, so you will see some colors. तो कैल्शियम सोडियम जो है वो dark yellow का flame, you can observe the dark yellow flame, and strontium जो है वो crimson color का flame हो जाता है. तो by flame test we can also see some physical properties. Similarly, melting points and boiling points, freezing points, these are also the physical properties. So this is all about some information about the physical analysis. So I hope you understand. और इस lecture के लिए there will be no such lab activity. बस आपको पता होना चाहिए कि what is meant by the physical properties. अच्छा, the very important thing is that physical properties actually also determine the purities. For example, if I say that naphthalene has the melting point 80, right? So naphthalene जो है, it has a melting point 80 degrees centigrade. So if there is impurity in naphthalene, it will not show the melting point, sharp melting point at 80 degrees centigrade. So purity is also somehow related to physical properties. इसके अलावा और हैं चीज़ें, स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटीज़ भी आ जाती हैं और डिफरेंट और चीज़ें भी. सो दीज कॉमन जो हम स्टूडेंट्स को देते हैं इन द लैब, वो यही जो हैं तकरीबन 8-9 प्रॉपर्टीज़ जो हैं वो यहाँ पर हम यूज़ करते हैं. I hope you understood this physical property lab 2 lecture, and thank you so much.